What's up YouTube, Ultimatelocke here. We're going to be doing some teamfight tactics. I'm going to be explaining how to run a good economy in teamfight tactics. And first off, we're going to go for that pike with the recurve bow because pike is awesome. So this video is going to explain pretty much the basics and show you how to get your economy up and running and why it's so critical in basically leveling up and playing teamfight tactics to actually have a good economy. Without a good economy, you're 9 times out of 10 going to lose the game before you even get 3rd place, which is what is considered a victory. So anything above 4th place is a victory. So when they actually have a ranking system come into this, that will be where you get LP or you lose LP, and basically the other 5 players are essentially screwed. They'll lose a different amount of LP most likely. So right off the bat, we're going to throw a Rage Blade on here. Now, economy is probably the most critical thing about teamfight tactics. If you're having trouble winning games, it's because you're not running a good economy. So first things first, we need to see what our opponents are building. So on the minimap, we can go over here, okay, and see essentially what everyone's buying. Let's see here. So Darius, okay, Darius. Alright, so it looks like they're going Darius, so I'm going to be going the Noble route. Now, I'm not going to stay with Nobles, right? A lot of people, they just tend to get focused on one thing. Nobles and early game buffs are insane. Pretty much, you just want to get like an early game buff and then focus on what you're getting for rolls. Your entire team composition is not based off of just 1 or 2 champions. It's based off of what you get about the mid game. So I might run Nobles, just like even 3 level 1s, just for a little while. That way I can basically go off and say, okay, I'm getting a lot of Tristanas, or I'm getting a lot of this. I have like a rank 2 or almost getting a rank 3 Mordekaiser or something along those lines, right? I can transition out of Nobles and go into Phantoms, Sorcerers, or something along those lines. You want to go for like early Nobles if it's possible, right? Because it gives you such a bonus just to have that +1, and a lot of people tend to focus too much on, okay, well, I'm getting a lot of Kazakhs, so let me just go and throw everything in the Kazakhs. That's fine and all, but you should also be getting like maybe a Knight's bonus along with the Kazakhs. You should be also getting like anything along those lines, because you need something that's going to consistently let you win. Kazakhs, quite a few other champions, like they can go off and do a lot of damage, but they're not going to carry your fights. A thing about economy is like you want to have a win streak going on, right? Win streaks are huge, like really, really massive. Now, because the fact that I have a Rage Blade and a Hurricane, and I'm pretty strong on this pike, this is like pretty, or I should say very good, I'm going to spend the XP, or I'm going to buy some XP, that way I can get my level 4, I can throw in a Vayne, and I got pretty much guaranteed win right here, right? Like, I honestly don't think that there's a way for me to get Bean, but even then, I'm just going to throw the armor plating on the Garen, and now we just jump in. Now, look how OP this is, right? I had the Noble passive, which pretty much makes my one champion not die. And then I have my backleading assassin just completely wrecking it. I didn't lose a single champion right here. And that's what early Nobles does, right? Like, you don't have to transition in Nobles. All you just need is that 1 buff. I'm going to essentially just start looking to hoard a little bit of gold, unless I actually go off and get something in here. I'm not going to be doing any rerolls. Rerolling this early on is very, very bad. You want to start probably looking to reroll around 6 and 7. That's when you actually start to transition out of whatever you did early game into the mid game. Alright, so I did lose my previous round, and that is because that guy was a total scumbag and he wasted all of his gold on leveling up to 5, which is pretty bad to say the least. Like, it's not something you really want to go off and do this early on, because once you use up all your gold, you're kind of a little screwed when it comes to the economy section. Like, sure, he's going to go off and he's going to win a lot of early games because he has 5 units, right? And he might be on a streak, so it might pay off. But if he gets cheesed in any way, something happens, something goes bad, he's absolutely screwed. So in a sense, he's doing really good right now, but that could change completely. Whereas when I did my level 4 upgrade, it was a slight risk, but it wasn't as risky as spending, what was it? I think he spent like 12 gold in order to get level 5 at this stage. Like, it really isn't worth it. Alright. And now my nobles are pretty strong. I have 13 gold, so because I have 13 gold, I get a chest, and that gives me +1 interest. So essentially how going an economy route is that whenever you have a 10 gold, right, you have 10 gold, you get +1, 20 gold, you get +2, 30 gold, you have to get +3, 40 gold, you get +5, or 4, and 50 gold, you get +5, and that is the max. So that is how interest works, right? The higher amount of gold that you have just sitting around, every round you get +1 to whatever it is divided by 10. So it's really, really, really good and very, very, very important that you go off and you basically hoard up gold and use it for the early game. Because if you're going on a win streak and you have a good economy going, you're going to be making so much bank that you'll be able to afford to do rerolls. Whereas if you weren't, then you wouldn't be able to afford it and you'd be kind of getting screwed. Let's see here. Like, let's just start looking. Actually, wait. So, Cassidon, I haven't seen a lot of, so we're just going to do that. So right now I have 20 gold, so I got 2 chests. We can go off and see our opponent's economies. This guy doesn't even have 10 gold. This guy doesn't have 10 gold. This guy has between 10 and 20. 10 gold. 30 gold. 10 gold. Under 10 gold. So that right there is really, really good. There's only one dude that's really beating me in an economy, but he might not have any rank 2 units or something along those lines, or maybe he just got really lucky on his rolls. Like, that does happen. But honestly speaking, when I look at my pike and everything, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm on a win streak, so I get +2, plus I have 50 gold in the bank, so I have +5 interest, right? And then I have a passive income of 5, so I have 12 income every single time, compared to a lot of the people that are having about 7 income. That's huge. Now this guy right here, he went off and dumped all of his income to get level 6 early. He's gonna most likely have a higher chance of beating people. It's not guaranteed though, because like if I have like an amazing pike and I just do some shenanigans, I can still win. But in this situation, I'm pretty sure this guy got it, right? But doing this, destroying your economy like this, he's hurting himself in the long run. I've seen so many people get up to level 6, right? And they start winning a lot. And then they stay at level 6 for the remainder of the game. That's not what you want to do. Once I hit level 6, I'm going to focus on basically upgrading my units. And then from there, I'm going to go off and start leveling up after I get like a few like rank 2s and stuff along those lines and figure out what kind of team composition I'm going to go for. I think we probably are going to be looking at Imperials, right? I'll get the Darius up to rank 2. I'll have the Katarina here. And we'll just go Imperial Assassins because I have a pike. Katarina is an assassin. I throw in one more assassin, I'll get the assassin bonus. Plus, I'll have the Imperial bonus, and that seems like a pretty legit team composition from here. Now, I just hit level 6. This is very critical. Now that I'm level 6, I have, what is it, 11 stable income. I'm going to start going off and re-rolling and getting my comp good. Start ranking up these units. Because this is the time you want to do it. You don't want to go off and be this guy that has literally no income anyway, and you essentially just keep doing this, and you stay always above 50 gold. That way, you're constantly keeping the same amount of income, you're guaranteed to have like 2 good rolls, and you're able to buy everything you need, and you're going to stay in the game. If I was to go off and blow all 50 of my gold searching for units, I might get like a rank 3 early on. But then I won't be able to go off and get up to rank 7 and 8 fairly quickly. I'll probably get killed before I actually get to rank 7 and 8. Or get my guy up to level 7 and 8. So that's huge. Very, very critical that you understand this. Let's do this. Alright, so this is the fight right before the shared draft. Now, this is essentially what I have for a comp. I upgraded a Evelyn. I have a Pike that's rank 2 in the inventory slot. I just got to get a few Pikes, and then I'll have a rank 3 Pike. I have a Draven. I'm basically getting that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer out the Draven, or I'm going to transfer out the Nobles and get Imperials once I have a Swain. Which I should have literally right now. What is that? That's Demon? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And that right there is like pretty much game. Boom. Now, this was a slight mistake in a sense because I should have been going off and using up some of my XP, but it doesn't matter that much. Just look at this. It's just insane. Understand my Draven isn't rank 2. My other stuff isn't that high of rank, so once I go off and get them up to rank 2, I'll be crushing this guy. Katarina's now rank 2. It's really stupidly good. Once I get a rank 3, or I might keep, because I still get the nice bonus. Decisions. Without taking too much damage, or I'll generally win. So it's either one of the two. So this guy is just on Pike. It's pretty much the most important thing. Armor is next. Or now. Okay. I just can't change anything, but it's also gonna happen anyways. I'm gonna have to buy something. Yeah, okay. If it happens on. Yeah. That. It's fine, I like too many things. Just Henry. I'll get that later. That's pretty solid. Get compress. Oh, shooting that on here. That's rank 3 Pike. Okay. Buy back my Dravens. Let's do this. And I kind of went against the golden roll, but is obviously pretty worth it right here. So look at that. That's disgusting. It's a lot better, obviously.
I was forged by it. Run them down.
All right. So this should be game. I don't see any way, shape, or form that I could possibly lose this.
Without mercy. Let the bloodshed.
And this is game. That is, guys, how you focus on an economy and essentially win the game off of that. That was 101 teamfight tactics, that's what you pretty much need to understand is how important your economy is, because when I hit level 6, right, I basically started rolling so many times. I probably wasted about, like, I don't know, 60 gold on just basically rerolls. And because I was able to do that, I was able to get the team comp that I wanted. I shouldn't say really wanted, but the team comp that I was going for. If you go off and you don't have a good economy, you're going to get like a semi-decent team comp, but you're not going to be able to actually get the completed team comp. You might get Imperials, but you're never going to get to the part where you actually get the Swain. And honestly speaking, that is probably the first game I have ever gone through where I got to the late game and did not actually get a tier 2 rank 5 unit. Like, that's kind of crazy. I never saw another Swain, I don't think, unless I was just like zoned out. But that's just what happens. And this game was, I feel like this game was pretty much over the second that I had the double Rage Blade on Pike. I knew that from that point onward, I was going to be able to get my 50 gold, and I was going to be able to sit on that for a very long time, because even if I did lose rounds, right, I was going to lose them by a very narrow margin, so the damage I was going to be taking would probably be around like 5 to 10 at least, or at the lowest, or the highest, and from that point, I could just basically continue to economize and start upgrading my units. And in the end, it actually played out very, very well. I didn't get my Darius upgrade till very much later in the game because I knew that there was like 3 other players hoarding Dariuses, so I didn't care. And again, it's very important that you understand just pretty much like how to transition from one thing to another. Nobles are probably like one of the best things to transition from, because you literally get 3 units. You can sit on that until mid-game, and then from mid-game, you know exactly what you're going to go because you've already gotten a lot of like good gold units. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe.